Howdy folks, I'm wallowing Alaskan tundra wolf, wildly wailing about wolfish worries.
I'm Amber.
And here are more wolfish worries for us to wail about, like, where's my next meal coming from? Is it a Little Red Riding Hood? Let's get started. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a jerk for going off on my sister after she kept returning my car with an empty tank? I am a 28-year-old female, and I have been letting my older sister, Emma, a 32-year-old female, borrow my car for a while now because her broke down a few months ago, and she couldn't afford to fix it. And since I work from home and I don't use my car every single day, I told her that she could use it when she needed to. I thought that I was being nice, like helping out family the way you're supposed to. At first it was fine, but then I started noticing a problem every single time she brought the car back. It was almost completely out of gas. Like, I would give it to her with half a tank and then she would return it running on fumes. The first couple of times I didn't say anything because I figured that maybe she just forgot. And after that I was like, hey, can you make sure to put some gas in the car for next time? It's kind of annoying when I find it empty. And she was like, yeah, sure. But then nothing would change. Well, last week, it really hit a breaking point. She borrowed the car for a few days in a row, and when she brought it back, the fuel light was blinking. I had to drive to the gas station praying that I wouldn't get stranded. So I called her and I said, Emma, this isn't okay. You need to refill the gas when you use or borrow the car. And you know what she said to me? She actually said, why would I? It's not my car. I lost it. I told her that that was a selfish thing to say, and that if she couldn't respect the fact that I'm doing her a huge favor by letting her use my car, then she couldn't borrow it anymore. I mean, gas isn't free, and it's not fair for me to have to deal with the empty tank. She got super defensive and started saying that I was being petty and selfish, and that family is supposed to help each other out. Then she hit me with, I don't ask for much, and this is how you treat me. Like, excuse me, I'm literally letting her use my car for free, and she can't even put a few bucks of gas into it. Now she's mad and hasn't spoken to me. My mom is on her side, saying that I should have just let it go because Emma is struggling right now. But my dad said that I was right to cut her off if she was being disrespectful and entitled. Honestly, I feel bad that she's upset, but at the same time, I don't think that I did anything wrong. If the roles were reversed, I would never treat someone's car like that. But now I'm wondering if I overreacted by telling her that she can't use it anymore. All right, folks, what do you think?
No, not the jerk. I mean, she's putting wear and tear onto your car. The only thing you're asking her to cover is the gas that she's using.
Yeah.
Like, you're already giving her a vehicle for free,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't need to subsidize her gas as well.
Yeah. Well, that's it. It's like OP is doing her a huge favor, and the thing is, like, when you borrow a car, you're supposed to fill it up. And it sounds like she's only returning the car when it's empty, so that OP will go and fill it up when they're ready for it.
Right, so she can continue to get free gas.
It's like those kind of people who, like, leave, like, half a slice of something in the fridge or something like that, but it's, like, the smallest slice. I don't know. Maybe that's just a me experience. I think that she's being very rude and very disrespectful, and I think that OP has every right to be upset here. And
Yeah.
I think it's very reasonable to say, if you can't fill up my car, then don't borrow it.
Right. I mean, if the mom is siding with her, mom can let her borrow her car.
Exactly. Or mom can start filling up the tank.
Yeah.
But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for refusing to let my sister use my wedding as her gender reveal party? Hey Reddit, so here's the deal. I'm a 29-year-old female and I'm getting married in about 2 months to my wonderful fiance, a 31-year-old male. We have been planning this wedding for over a year, and honestly, it's been a bit of a circus, but we're finally getting everything together. Enter my sister, a 26-year-old female who's pregnant with her first child. I'm super excited for her and all, yay babies. Now, my sister is one of those Pinterest-loving gender reveal party enthusiasts. She has been planning this big reveal since she found out that she was pregnant. And I swear her Pinterest boards are a terrifying mix of pink and blue confetti, cake explosions, and at one point a questionable plan involving colored smoke bombs. You get the idea. Last week, we were having a family dinner when she casually drops the bomb, pun intended, that she would love to do a gender reveal at my wedding reception. You know, when everyone's already gathered, spirits are high, and all that jazz. She even had a plan ready. Halfway through the reception, she would cut the cake, and boom, it's either pink or blue inside. She seemed genuinely excited, but I was taken a bit aback. I told her that I would need to think about it, but honestly, I wasn't thrilled. I mean, it's my wedding day, right? I want it to be about me and my fiance, not about a baby that we didn't make. So, after mulling it over and talking with my fiance, who was also not keen on the idea, I politely told her that I didn't want to include the gender reveal in our wedding festivities. I suggested that she have her own party another day, and I would be more than happy to help her plan it or bake the cake or whatever she needed. Well, my sister wasn't too happy about my decision, and she said that I was being selfish and that it would be a special family moment. My parents are kind of on the fence, but my mom did say something about how it would be a cute memory. Meanwhile, my dad just keeps nodding and staying out of it, which basically is his strategy for everything. Now I'm here second guessing myself. Was I being too selfish? I mean, weddings are about family too, right? But also, I kind of want this day to be about my fiance and me without the side of gender reveal. So, am I the jerk for putting my foot down on this? Would love your thoughts. All right, folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk. I mean, first of all, it is your wedding. It's your special day. You don't need to let someone else commandeer it. But secondly, this is also so inconsiderate toward the guests because only a handful of the guests would know OP's sister. Like, yeah, they have mutual family. They could even have some mutual friends, but everyone on OP's husband-to-be side are going to be like, who's this random lady who's having a gender reveal in the middle of this wedding reception?
Yeah, I mean, certainly, like, I think if you live in a small town and you live in a close-knit community and everyone kind of knows everyone, then it might not be as big of a deal. But, I mean, there could be that possibility that no one will, or half the people there won't have any idea at all about who she is and why she's having a gender reveal party, right?
And then is she going to try adding guests to the reception? Because presumably she would want her husband's family there for the gender reveal, like her in-laws.
Unless OP's husband is part of her in-laws and they're going to all be there. Maybe they're getting married. Maybe they're dating brothers or something like that.
They could be. That might be less of an issue in that case. I mean, I still think OP's well within her right to say no.
Yeah.
But, in general, it just seems I can see so many ways this can go wrong. Also, if she's the Pinterest, like, plan out the gender reveal to the T. I don't know if she's going to be contented with just slicing a cake. Like, I would be worried about her having an ulterior plan and just saying what she knows will not terrify OP and then have the smoke bomb fiasco that she wanted to have.
And then the wedding dress was blue.
Well, and like, the vendor too, like, is not contracted for a gender reveal party. Like, if they do any damage to the venue that OP is renting out, like, that's gonna be on OP.
Yeah, but let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Librarian Neat 1999 says, no, she's too cheap to throw her own gag gender reveal party. And Crystal Minstrel says, not the jerk, your wedding, your rules. She can have her own special day for the reveal. And Who Knew Homesteading says, agreed, and security needs to know if she shows up with boxes to turn her away. That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks, and our next letter is titled, am I a jerk for refusing to give my husband a lift to a primary school viewing? I'm a 35-year-old female, and my husband, a 33-year-old male, live together with our 2 children, a 3-year-old male and a 1-year-old female. Recently, I have been under the weather with some low-level cold/sore throat stuff. I'm feeling kind of garbage, but still am able to do day-to-day stuff. I have been going to work, looking after the children, etc. as normal. We get them up and dressed and feed them breakfast before they go and pack their things with spare clothes, nappies, bottles for our daughter, and food for both of them throughout the day. Today, I have a dentist appointment in the town over at 10 a.m. My husband is due to attend a viewing of the primary school in the village next to us in the opposite direction at 9:20, with my mother, who is making her own way there. This morning, I got up when my alarm went off with my son. I got him dressed and I gave him his breakfast. Went back upstairs for our daughter, got her dressed, and gave her a bottle and started making their lunches, which included washing up as there were no clean bottles for her to take with her. My husband remained in bed until 8:50 and then came downstairs and asked why I was so stressed and grumpy. I told him that I'd got up by myself with both children. I needed to leave for my appointment in 10 minutes and the kids' bags still weren't packed and the car was frozen and I still wasn't dressed myself. He then asked what he could do to help, and I asked him to defrost the car, which he did. When we had dropped off the kids at 9 a.m., I started getting myself dressed, and he asked if I was even going to have time to take him to the primary school, which we only have one car, and I have a driver's license. I said no, and he said that he was expecting me to take him, and said yes, because I had organized the trip to the primary school. I pointed out that I have organized for him to go to the primary school, that I'm not actually going myself, and not only that, I have plans, which he knows about, at the same time in a different location in the opposite direction. Also, at no point has he asked me for a lift. He says that I should have known that he would be expecting a lift, as I had planned the visit. In addition to the above, if I was going to give him a lift, we would have needed to leave earlier so that I could drop him off and make to my appointment on time, but he didn't get up with me and get the children out of the house and everything ready so that we could even do this. I left for my dentist appointment while he complained that he was going to be late and started trying to book a taxi around 9:10. So, am I the jerk for not giving my husband a lift to the school viewing? Info at 9:05, once we realized that he was expecting a lift and I wasn't expecting to give him one. If we had left immediately to drop him off, I probably would have been about 5 minutes late to my appointment. Maybe I would have just made it if traffic was okay, but the ground is frosty today, so driving conditions weren't great. All right, folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk. I mean, you're not a mind reader. And also his logic here of, well, you made the appointment for me. Like, make him make his own appointments from here on out. If he's going to be like, well, I assumed you were going to do everything and just read my mind because you set this up for me.
Yeah, it was really in poor form on his part here. Like, he needs to accept responsibility. Like, he needed to make his own plans, his own scheduling, and all that kind of stuff if he was planning on doing this. And, like, I understand his frustration, but he needed to get up earlier if he wanted a ride, too. Or communicate that with her ahead of time, and then that way she could have made sure he would have gotten up. And honestly, it sounds like OP is doing an awful lot here in the relationship. Sounds like he is doing a lot of resting on his laurels.
Yeah. So if the distribution of labor is not here and he's using that as an excuse to make you do even more for him, well, definitely push him to step up his game in this department. Make sure he is being an equal partner and an equal parent here.
But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Witty Jello 8470 says, how did you expect him to go to the appointment that you made for him knowing that he can't drive? You're the jerk. And OP replies, I expected him to get a taxi. It would have cost approximately £5. And you probably know me, 446 says, not the jerk, but I would want to ask if either of you communicated at all what your plans were for the day and what your expectations of the other was. Do you have a shared calendar? He should have asked you if you were able to take him. You should have told him that you had an appointment. Both of those faults lie with both of you. And OP replies, he knew about my appointment for months and I reminded him the day before. At that point in time, he should have asked for a ride, right? And Oyster5436 says, you're the jerk. What mother of your children doesn't prepare their backpacks with clothes, bottles, their food for the day the night before? I say this as someone who worked more than full time, but still got all of them, 1 to 6 of them, over the years, ready for daycare/school without missing early appointments for a couple of decades. And OP replies, a sick one. Usually I plan everything exhaustively, but I went to bed at 8:30 last night as soon as the kids were in bed because I was feeling rotten. My husband stayed up until early hours in the morning as he usually does, and when I got up this morning, nothing had been done, no tidying up, no washing up, no loading the dishwasher, no packing the kids' bags, etc.
Yeah, I really don't like this commenter here. Like, why aren't they laying into the dad when he's the healthy parent here? Like, it is not a mom's sole responsibility, and it sounds like OP has been really pushing to get through when she's sick, and, like, she should be taking it easier because she's sick.
Yeah, and no wonder she was in a huff that morning, right? He didn't do anything, and there was nothing clean. Like, oh my goodness. I can understand her being really frustrated and upset by the situation because he spent all night doing nothing while she was exhausted and trying to recover from a cold. Tell me that you don't love your wife while also not saying that you don't love your wife. Like, that's not good. It's really bad. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she has a joke.
What's a snack fiend's favorite tourist attraction?
Oh, a snack fiend? Their favorite tourist attraction? I would imagine those would be the food ones, like the donut, the gigantic donut that is covered in a waffle that you go up to and you take bites out of. It's like a witch's house, but for people who really like food.
That's a little horrifying. The Leaning Tower of Pizza.
That's no more horrifying than what I just said. Mine's a donut that has a waffle on top of it.
Well, but like people all taking bites out of a shared donut.
Do you think they're not taking bites out of a shared Leaning Tower of Pizza? Of course they are. Of course they are.
And it's National Pizza Week to all who
Ooh.
celebrate.
I hope you get yourself a slice of pizza. And I have Mega Mint. Don't you dare shame my donut waffle combination when you have pizza. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Manic Monday, folks. I hope your Monday is off to a great start. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance, and please have it in the form of an unpleasant surprise.
Surprise! My gender reveal destroys your wedding.
That would be an unpleasant surprise. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.
I'm a 28-year-old female, and I've been with my older sister since she was born. Today, the children are due to be looked after by our childminders. It threw me off there for a second. All I could imagine were creatures that suck the minds out of children. Today, the children are due to be looked after by our childminders who live next door to us. We can drop them off anywhere between 8 and 9 a.m. We get them up and dressed and fed, and we get them up and dressed and fed them to our neighbors for breakfast. I've got one thing on my mind, and that's eating children's minds.